We have clear glass bottles here. We can clearly tell the different colors. So we're gonna be doing this actually blind. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We have some fun new stuff for you this episode. We are gonna be doing a different type of flight. You know, we are Flight Me Bro. We do flights. We've been only doing beer flights, but today we're gonna be doing whiskey flights. Oh yeah, things just got that much better. So we're gonna be trying a different variety of Scotches today. In Scotland, they make an amazing whiskey, which is known as Scotch. There are 5 main regions where Scotch is born. You have Speyside, you have Islay, you have Campbellton, and you have the Highlands and the Lowlands. So Highland is the biggest area where you see most of the Scotches come from, but there are different areas that produce different types, different temperature, variations, so we'll create different profiles when aging these Scotches. But that's just what the people say. But let's try it out today so that we figure out what's the difference between all these regions. So we're going to be trying out 4 different types of Scotches, 2 from the Highland, 1 from the Speyside, and 1 from the Islay. For the Highland Scotches, we have Dalmore and the Macallan. The Macallan is one of my personal favorites. I always want to have some Macallan in my house at all times. Then we have the Speyside Scotch, which is Shieldaig. Honestly, I have never had this before. This is the first time buying this, and what attracted me to this one was the price. And when I tried it, for the price, it's actually pretty good. Let's see how it compares blindly with the rest of them, but this is going to be something that is a very low price range that is really good. The next Islay one, or the next Scotch that we're going to be trying, is the Islay, the Lagavulin 16. This is a classic. Lagavulin is something that a lot of people know and a lot of people really enjoy. It has a little bit different characteristic. I feel like I'm gonna be able to tell which one this is because it has that smoky component that you wouldn't get in a Scotch necessarily. Not as smoky as this one here. So we're gonna be trying all these blind, but you're saying, hey, I've seen you try stuff blind, and I've seen you try stuff from the beer cans. Well, yeah, that's the beer cans. You don't know what it looks like inside the beer can. So when you pour it, you still don't know which one's which, right? We have clear glass bottles here. We can clearly tell the different colors. So we're gonna be doing this actually blind. If you're ready, like I am, let's do this. Flight Me Bro. All right, here is our flight, and as you can see that I can't. We have our flight set here, and we have it on our new flight board. You can see that our logo should be right around here. Anyways, the logo is on this flight board, and thank you, Randy, for creating this. So big thanks to Randy who developed these flight boards, which are pretty awesome if you can see it. Now we're gonna get started with the one on the right here. So this should be the first one. Let's give it a shot. Oh man, I'm pretty sure this is the Lagavulin just from the smell itself. It's very smoky. It comes at you. It's very pungent. Oh yeah, the smokiness is right in the palate, and it's really enjoyable. Okay, this one I'm fairly certain is the Lagavulin. It has a very smooth aftertaste, but the aroma of that smokiness comes at you really hard, and just is probably really good to like have it with a nice cigar. It would pair really well. From my rating, I would put this on, I would say a 9. It's one of my favorites, and I can go back to it every single day. All right, moving on to number 2 here. This is number 2. Now the aroma is not as strong, it doesn't hit you right off the bat, but it does have like a grainy aroma to it. Now, it is smooth, but not as smooth as number one here. I want to say that the flavor isn't as complex, it's not as layered as this, where you get the smokiness, the maltiness, and it's the graininess. There's a fine line between like the grain that you want to taste within the Scotch, and this one here is not balancing that line as well, in my opinion. I honestly don't know which one it is. I would venture to say that this is a cheaper one. I'm gonna put this at a 6, to be honest, and I hope it's not a Macallan that I have. It's one of my favorites. This would be pretty embarrassing. But well, we're gonna put this one back, and we're gonna go for number 3 here. Oh, okay. The aroma is not grainy, and it's very subtle. It's got a woody aroma. My guess is like a sherry wood, I think. Maybe oak. Very, very smooth, subtle, well balanced. It's not as complex as number 1, but it's just very, very enjoyable. Man, I would probably put this pretty high up there as well. And it just reminds me of a Macallan. It just has those characteristics of a very light and balanced whiskey that can pretty much go with anything. I mean, this is delicious. And I'm gonna say this is the Macallan, which for me, just the flavors that it's bringing out, the balance of the aroma with the taste, I'm gonna go ahead and put this up there, probably at an 8 for me. This is really, really good, very enjoyable, very palatable. So I'll put this up there at an 8. All right, and last one. The aroma is a little stronger than number 3, which my guess it's the Dalmore, just from the smell and the aroma. Oh yeah, there's a little bit more spice to this. It's got a little bit of a kick compared to, 3 and 2. Number 1 had more of a smokiness with a slight kick, a slight spice. This spice is just a little bit more prevalent, which is, I think that's what the Dalmore is, just based on memory. But I really enjoy it. It's just very different from the rest of them. It is a little bit, if I could characterize the ones that we've just tried, it was smoky, grainy, balanced, smooth, and then spicy. And for that, I mean, it just depends how you're feeling. Spicy Scotch is something that you want to have every now and then. I want to say that this is probably an 8 as well. I mean, it's just very different, but very, very enjoyable, in my opinion. So I'm going to put this at an 8. All right. I mean, I'm trying to figure out if I guessed those correctly, because I want to know what they are. So let's start with number 1.
All right.
So what do we have?
The first one, you got it.
Lagavulin?
Yep.
Nice. It's really good. And if you want that smokiness in a Scotch, you can't go wrong with Lagavulin. It is really, really good. Very recognizable whenever you have it. So, like I said, with a nice cigar, whew, perfect.
All right, number 2. Shocked me as well.
What?
It's the Macallan.
What? Oh, man. Oh, wow. I did not expect that. Man, are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, darn it. Now I'm not going to be able to buy this. Because as maybe some of you know, the person talking is my wife. So she now has ammunition for me to not buy such expensive whiskey. All right, well, what can I say? You know, it was, for me, a little bit too grainy when I was tasting it blind, and it wasn't as balanced as I would have noticed from some of the other ones. So man, that is a big shock. Big shock, because I mean, my wife can attest to this. I am a fan of Macallan. I have tried most of the Macallans, and man, this is yeah, thanks. All right, well, number 3, what do we have here?
Don't you worry, you got another one wrong. The next one's Dalmore.
Dalmore? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so that's pretty interesting, because as you can tell, the color is a lot darker on this one. So maybe it's just your mind playing tricks on you. You think it's one thing, and you expect it just because it's the darker one, that it might be the spicy one. Your mind can do powerful things with just by looking at what you're trying. So that is such an interesting fact, that this one was very well, like, smooth, very enjoyable, palatable, and it's one of the darkest ones here. So wow, I did not expect that. And I'm guessing this last one is the cheapest one, right?
Yeah.
Oh wow, the Shieldaig, it is unbelievably good for the price. Now, if we are looking at this here, you're talking about right around the $100 price range. Here you're looking at $60 to $80. But this here, I bought this for $35. $35, and same rating to some of the other ones here. It's really good. And honestly, I'm embarrassed for the Macallan. Maybe it's just the type. I don't know. We're gonna have to do this again with a different type of Macallan, because I am not giving up on you, Macallan. I am not giving up on you. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for subscribing, and if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. Thank you, my friends, and, well, in this case, stay malty, my friends.